everybody, and welcome to my new reading blog. I think I already said this. So I am starting this reading blog on Thursday night, and it's gonna go all the way to Monday, probably because this is a long weekend. It's MLK weekend, so it's gonna end on Monday evening. So I already am at home getting my getting all cozied up. We're gonna have dinner tonight, and I'm gonna edit some videos, but that is it for my plans for tonight. Apart from that, I'm gonna be reading. I'm in the middle of 2 books right now. Let me go get them. So I'm in the middle of Malice by John Gwen, which is a book that I have on an audiobook. And I'm also in the middle of Blood Over Bright Heaven, which is this book that I'm putting the book sleeve on. So this is Blood Over the Bright Heaven. I would say that I just threw my bookmark out. I would say I'm 200 pages in, about. And this is the best book I've read in 2 years. I swear to God, this is the best book I've read in 2 years. And I am incredibly impressed. And I could not be happier that I'm reading it. And I think it's just shocking. And some people are going to hate it because some of the main characters are extremely, not necessarily like racist, but yes, in this world they are racist, and they are bigoted, and they have like very small-minded ideas, and they talk badly about a group of people, and they are main characters. So if you can't handle that, I totally understand you not liking this book. But it is about there's this world where there's like the outer lands, and then there's one city, and everybody lives in this one city that is powered by magic, and everything around it is called like the wilderness. And the main character, one of the main characters, that guy, came from the wilderness where everybody is getting killed by this thing called blight, which is just like almost like a ray of light that comes from the sky and kills people. And they don't know what is causing it. People think that it's because these tribes of people were sinful, so that's kind of like God punishing them. And he is kind of running away from the blight and ran into the city because the city is the known only safe place in the world right now. So he goes into the city, and the city is kind of like where he was from was a wilderness, and it was very much like just tribes and no technology whatsoever. But then in the world where this city is, there is trains, there's guns, it's a lot more technologically advanced. And he kind of like, after that, we don't know what happens to him, and we go into the second POV, which is this woman who is training to be a magician. And this is important because she's going to be the first woman magician that ever happened. And right now, like, obviously she knows how to do the magic, but she hasn't been officially said to be a part of the council, so she has to do a test to become part of the council. And then as she is, when she gets accepted, like, it's pretty clear that she's gonna get accepted. She gets put into a mission, and that's when our two main characters path crosses, and shit hits the fan. I think it has a midway reveal that I think a lot of people are gonna say that they could see a mile away. I could see it like 50 pages before, but then the execution of how it was told to us was still like so shocking. And I find like, even though the main character that's a magician is extremely unlikable, I like the conversations that are being had between her and the Quen, which is the race of the other people. They're having very interesting conversations, and I'm just devouring it, honestly. The only reason that it's taking me so long to finish it is because it's a physical book, and I've been at work all week, but I am loving it. And then the other book that I'm in the middle of is Malice by John Gwen. This one has been an incredibly hard read. So John Gwen is a brand new author to me. I've never read it before, and he's known to have this very big high fantasy series that are like, I think his first series is 4 books and his next series is 3 books. I am incredibly confused. I think this one is one of the hard fantasy books I've ever read, mostly because it's not because of the magical system. There is basically no magic system whatsoever, but it's because it's a lot of different kingdoms that you're following, and you're following a couple different characters from each kingdom, and you're switching POVs like crazy, and you're not really getting your like footing in any of the POVs before you switch to the next one. And even though the POVs repeat, they don't repeat like you don't go from this character, and then this character, and this character. You go from this character, then 5 other characters, and then you go back to that character that you started with. So I feel like there's too much time in between the chapters of the recurring characters that you forget all about it. So now when you're entering the chapter again, you're okay, like, who the hell was this? What is his relationship to these people? What was he doing? I don't remember. And that just might be that I'm listening to the audiobook, and I'm not even listening to the audiobook in 2 times speed. I read like 2 hours of this book, and then I was like, no, I don't understand what the hell is going on. And then I restarted it at 1.2 times speed. And now I'm listening at 1.5, but that was only after I've listened to almost 6 hours of the audiobook, because this audiobook is almost like 15 hours, I think, if you listen at 1.5 speed. So it is a learning curve. It is incredibly hard to get into. I understand if many people have DNF'd this book, because if I wasn't because I am a booktuber and I like doing this and I like reading books that are hard to read just so I can tell people about them, I wouldn't have put myself through it. And especially because I think it is worth it so far, but not really. Like, I don't think it's doing anything mind-blowing. So basically, this book is about these kingdoms that are together, and from what I can tell, and I'll put a map here, these kingdoms are not that far away from each other because they're interacting quite a bit, but they're kind of like known as the Broken Lands or Scatterlands or something like that, and each one of them has its own king, and they are all preparing because like they call it like the Dark Knight is coming or something, where their god that like previous banished, like the god disappeared from Earth. This is like the mythology behind it, and there was always been told that the enemy of the god was gonna have its Dark Knight come and wreak havoc on the world, and the only way that you were gonna fix this is by having the light sun or something, I don't remember exact terms right now, come and defeat him. So that is the whole thing. That is where we're at, and now we're just following random people all throughout the world, and they all are probably gonna have something to do with this, and we don't know who the light sun or the dark sun are yet. I have my theories, but I'm not gonna say it yet. And then you're following a lot of people that I'm guessing are gonna be like assembled characters at one point, and they're all very scattered, and now they're all kind of like figuring out that there are weird things happening and that the Dark Knight might be coming, and they're preparing for it. But because this is a 4-book series, I know that it'll be a ton of exposition before we actually get anything good. So I am just preparing for the long haul. I'm in it for the long haul because this is part of Becca's and the Books Catch Up Book Club. So I am very excited to read it, and we're gonna read 1 book every like 2 months. I'm already behind. I already had the live show for January and I missed it, but that's okay. It's all about catching up. So I will catch up and catch the next one. So yeah. Incredibly confusing, but I'm not going to DNF it for science, but I am so excited to keep reading Blood Over Bright Heaven, even though I'm reading like 2 chapters a night, so I really have to put some pumps into this over the weekend. Welcome to my reading vlog. So I am just getting ready for dinner, and when my husband is away, he usually works at a pop-up Friday nights, a pop-up restaurant, and he kind of like does cooking there, and he has a lot of fun doing his own thing. So I have some alone time, and tonight I'm gonna read. But first I did the ultimate girl dinner, which for me is like an extremely scrumptious charcuterie board. I'm gonna put some b-roll right here about what it looks like. And I do want to kind of like say what I put in it. So I got some stuff from a small butchery that is in my area. It's called Kinship. It's in Virginia Highlands, Georgia, if you want to go. So I got some chocolate from Choco Atlant, which is also a small business here in Atlanta. And then I have some Chow Chow, which is from Mercy's Orchards, which is an orchard here in North Georgia. So you can go and get this one as well as the green beans. So yeah, here we have some dill beans that also are from that orchard in North Georgia. We visited over like, I think we went there in at the end of October, the beginning of November, and we usually get pickled things and they last us like for the whole year because we don't eat them that often, but they're great to just like spruce up a meal. And then I have some Harvison Mini Appetit Bloomy Ring Cheese wrapped in spruce bark. So yeah, so that is the cheese that we're eating. And then I also have two things that I got from the butchery. So the first thing is this lamb pepperoni. I am a big fan of lamb. I love it. And this butchery is very environmentally friendly, so I like going there. And also some sopressata. And they make their own sausage in-house and stuff. Apart from that, I also have some bread that I just had left over from Kroger. And I also make some whipped honey, which I never heard about it before, but my brother-in-law had it in one of his charcuterie boards when we went to his house. And it's actually just honey you put in the KitchenAid and they let it whip for a while. And for mine, I added some red hot to make it like hot honey. And it looks very interesting, like the texture is very luxurious. It's almost like whipped, I don't know how to describe it. It's like thicker than honey, but it's so luxurious. It looks amazing. And yeah, that is it. I'm having some red wine, some Pinot Noir from Italy. Actually, is it a Pinot Noir from Italy? It's just like a table wine from Italy. So it's very good. It was $22. I think it's quite a bit dry and very astringent. So if you don't like that, probably don't recommend if you like more of like the juicy type of wines. But I think this one will pair very well with my meal. And yeah, that's all I'm doing right now. I'm excited to just dig into it, and I'm watching a documentary. But after that, I'm gonna get back to reading, I promise. Hello everybody, and welcome to an update. So I have been reading Blood Over Brighthaven all night long, and I have like this much left. I read all of this, and I think this is the best book I've read in over 2 years. Let me stand up because actually this is looking really lazy. So basically, I've already described this book, but now the action is really getting to a point where I think it's super interesting. I think obviously the direction that this whole book is taking is very predictable, but how it's doing it is very interesting, and it doesn't reveal things right away. It's telling you like, of course they're gonna like overtake this bad government, but you don't know how they're gonna do it. So that's what's keeping you intrigued the whole time. And I love discovering like who's actually an ally or a foe. I love seeing like how people are gonna react to certain situations. It's just so good. I would say this is better than Babel. If you like Babel, I think this is better than Babel actually. Arif Kong is a genius, but honestly, this is like better in a lot of ways. It's just like more straight to the point, more like cutting all the bullshit, more like this is harsh in reality and tough and brutal, but you need that. You need very smart, very poignant books about how society is destroying each other to be harsh and to be brutal and to make you feel something and make you want to take action. So yeah, I think I'm just being radicalized all the way through by many different forms of media. I also watched a Netflix documentary about consumerism, and I don't want to buy anything from anybody ever again. And now I'm like, what am I doing? What am I supporting with my actions? Because this book is all about like, yeah, it's good to have good intentions, but it doesn't really matter if you have good intentions if the outcome is ultimately bad. Your intentions don't matter if what actually happens and what the actual outcome is really bad. And I think that is the loophole we're all stuck in. We all have good intentions. We all think we're doing things. At least people that have morals think that we're doing things for the right reason. But at the same time, it doesn't mean that the outcome is good. We might be buying a gift for somebody because we love them and want to show them appreciation. But at the same time, if we're just buying for the sake of buying, is that good? Are we improving the world? Is that tchotchke, is that thing ultimately better for the universe on the long term? So yeah, that is my midnight ramblings. Hello everybody, I haven't read anything this morning. I have been eating breakfast and getting ready to get out. So I just wanted to show you my outfit for today. We're gonna go thrifting to a couple of vintage shops, hopefully finding some glassware that we're missing and something to put on that top shelf that you see right there, because right now it's empty. So yeah, that is what we want to do, and this is the outfit. I'm wearing this leather jacket that I got from a thrift shop previously, this scarf that my best friend gave me, some green pants, and that's pretty much it. It's a very simple outfit, but I think I look really cute. So let me take you out with me. And welcome back. So I just came back from the thrift store and we actually got some fish chips. My dog is about to come in because she heard me talking and she's obsessed with me. Hello, Panda. And actually, I think a lot of people are gonna think what we found was very weird compared to what we could have got. We went there because I love looking at furniture and I needed some bookends and I didn't find any bookends I wanted. But when we were there, Joey's actually really into unique cutlery and unique plates. We actually have a really pretty collection right now. I can actually show you. So Joey likes, these are from Target, but these are pretty much the only ones that are not handmade. So these are all our handmade dishes and little like spoon rests. This one's a little fig that opens up. So his friend makes all these for him. And then we have some other ones that are like more like ceramic inspired. So those are it. And then we have a ton of like unique glassware as well as mugs. And this is kind of like where we keep everything organized. So this is my pantry shelf. Ignore the boxes because that's pretty much what we have to take out. So we've been wanting to replace these that I had from Target. There's nothing wrong with them. I actually still really like them. But Joey wanted to get some that were silverware, like actual silverware. And we found a bin where you could just grab whatever silverware you wanted for $1. So we got a couple and I think they're so cute. If you like notice like the detail at the end of the spoons, and I got all of them to be different. Kind of like just like a unique experience when you come eat at our home. You get to have like your own unique spoon and all of them are very beautiful. So those are the spoons. I got 6 of each. And then these 2 are also different. And then we got forks. And all the forks are also different. And I think they're all so damn cute. And then we have the butter knives. And I don't know, I think it's just very unique to have your silverware that's kind of like vintage for when you come and have a meal with us. And then the other thing that I was looking for was some glassware. So I just bought this bar. So I'll show you. We'll take you over there. So this is like our home bar. So it's actually, you open it and it's a mini bar in there. And this is what it looks like right now with the mini bar. I was looking for some bookends so I could stand up these books, but I didn't find them. And I was looking for some wine glasses because right now we have cocktail and champagne, but not wine glasses. So that was the other thing that we were looking for. And that we did actually find. So we found some pretty cool glassware that I think it'll go very well. So we went to 2 different vintage stores. One was just Elena Vintage, I think it's called. Let me look at it. So yeah, so I actually found this very useful guide because I'm very new to this whole buying vintage stuff. As I'm not a homeowner, we still live in an apartment, but it's something that I want to look into when we actually get an apartment at home to get most of our things secondhand. So we were at Decatur Estates Vintage Market, and the one that we also visited was this Motherlode one. But apparently in the town of Avondale Estates / Decatur in Georgia, which is not too far away from Atlanta, there's like all these different markets that are right next to each other. So if you want to have a little vintage date like me and Joey had, because afterwards we actually had burgers at Smiley's, which is also this burger place that went viral and it was incredibly good. I would recommend that if you're into a date idea. That was a really fun Saturday morning date for us. So these are the wine glasses that we ended up getting. I think they go really well with our other wine glasses. So these are it. They're very nice. I like the little handle. And I'll put them with our cocktail glasses. So these are the cocktail glasses we already had, and this are the wine glasses. I think they're probably from the same family because look at that, like the stem is very similar, but the color is slightly different. So they will look very good together, but it won't look like it's matchy-matchy. And that kind of goes with the whole vibe we're going here, which is very much like do-it-yourself, DIY, fun apartment. So yeah, I will give you a full tour of our apartment probably on Sunday when it's actually clean, because right now it is a mess. So yeah, that's everything I got at the vintage market. I know nothing too exciting, but it was fun for me. And I haven't read at all today. I just made some coffee and I was gonna get ready to read. I also wanna depot my plants that are doing very badly. This one is doing very badly, and I have a couple others that are doing badly, so I want to repot them. I bought some plant rescue. Hopefully that helps. I don't know if it'll help. So I was gonna take some B-roll of me doing that because I don't like our chances. Our plants are looking rough, and my monstera is still looking beautiful. My ZZ plant is looking good. The other 3 are looking terrible. So let's see if we can revive them. And that is the plan for tonight. And yeah, hope you have some fun. Bye. Morning and welcome to the end of this reading vlog. So I did end up finishing Malice and I finished Blood Over Bright Haven. So let's start with this one. So this one is one of the best books I've read in the last 3 years or so. It has one of the most engaging first chapters I've ever read. It absolutely shocked me and it was so well done. I think if you like the first couple chapters of the Hunger Games, you will find this one also like incredibly engaging. And then after that you have a complete 180 on the world building shift, because you kind of enter into this new world and you follow a completely different character. And in this new character, she is basically a mage, and she's trying to become one of the first female mages, and she's having a lot of problems because it's a very man-dominated world, and the magic system is very well explained. The whole atmosphere of the town is very like I would say like 1800 to early 1900s. Like there's typewriters, like if you can see it, like typewriters that you type a spell and it comes up here, and then you like map a source of energy, and then that source of energy becomes the source of energy used for the spell. So it is kind of like steampunk-ish in that way, which I love steampunk. I think is an extremely unappreciated part of like science fiction and fantasy. And then you follow her around, and she's starting to have a lot of trouble, and then she discovers a lot of secrets about this magical school. It's more of a magical research university. She's not young. She's already like in her late 20s, and she's already like more than a graduate student. And you follow the character that we were following at the beginning, and then they go on an adventure together to kind of like disassemble this whole society. But what I loved about this book is that the characters are coming from good intentions, but that doesn't mean that what they do is the right thing, and that doesn't mean that they are just following their base input without thinking about consequences works out for them. And I think that's what it taught us the best. And it had a very strong, that was like the theme of the book. Actions have consequences, and your intentions don't matter. And that is kind of like goes throughout the whole book till the very end. It has a very explosive ending. I would compare it to Babel a lot. I think Babel and this book have the same vibes. I think I like this book better. This book felt more adult, more gritty, more consequence heavy. And it kind of has one of the best endings. It's a standalone fantasy as far as I could tell. I don't think there's going to make another book about this. I thought it was absolutely the best book I've read in a really long time. If you like fantasy, if you like kind of like steampunk, if you like dark academia, please pick this book up. I don't think anybody will not like it. And then the next book that I finished was Malice by John Gwen. This is the first book in the Catch Up Book Club, which is Becca's and the Buck's book club. And the thing about this book is that it is one of the most confusing books I've ever read. It's just one of those books that you have to have a character list that's a mile long, and I'll show you mine. So I kind of already rated it, but this is where the character list starts, and then it continues all in this page, and then it continues, and this is the map of the world, because I also needed a map of the world because this is incredibly confusing. So I felt like I could not get my standing at reading the audiobook. I had to slow down the audiobook to like normal speed, which is something I never have to do. And then I had to like pay attention, like very, very like narrow focus, write notes, have the character map, have the world map, have the character list, go back and forth. Because you're changing perspectives like every single chapter, and the perspectives are not necessarily like relevant in a lot of ways. Like it's not like main characters, you follow like side characters, so in a lot of ways you don't know what's going on. A lot of the names are very similar, so it will keep you on your toes, and it's an incredible difficult level of entry, I believe, to this world. Like I don't think anybody can just like get this book and pick it up and enjoy it right away. You have to kind of like fight for it a little, which is why I didn't love it, and I think it ended up giving it a 4-star, which is still good, but it could have been a 5. So in this world you're following a bunch of different people, but it's following this prophecy that one day there were 2 gods that lived in this world and governed it, and the world was perfect, and then the 2 gods fought each other, and the world kind of split, and then you had like the clan of humans, and then you have the clan of giants that kind of like fought each other, and the humans won. But it is told in the prophecy that one day the giants will rise, and this like evil lord will rise and have a champion, and there will be another war. And there's gonna be a rising sun and then a dark sun, I think is what they're called. I don't remember right now. And they're gonna fight each other. So the whole premise is that, and then you're following all these characters that are gonna be very essential for this. And I kind of have an idea of who the dark sun and the rising sun are gonna be. I don't know yet, but I think that's what is interesting, because you're following the people before they become who they're gonna become. You follow them before they become evil. So you're gonna see throughout the whole 4-book series, like every single decision that took them there to become evil one day. And you're following the people around them as well. So you're gonna see how what their parents did that kind of make them become evil, like all the wrong turns that they took in their life and all the things that kind of like made them become who they are gonna become when they become the superhero that you're gonna follow at probably the end of the book. So I think that's where it's very well done. And I think it's gonna be super interesting, but it's such a hard point of entry because you have to follow all these people that you don't see how they're gonna become relevant one day. And I bet it's so fun to reread this book when you already know the end and you can see like, oh, so that's where that piece came from, and oh, that's where that come from, and oh, that's when he switched up from that side to this side. But I have no idea right now. And my only other complaint is like, the world building is there, the prophecy is there, but like apart from that, like the magical world is not that interesting. There is giants and there's talk of some magic, but I haven't seen it. It's supposed to be elemental magic. And then the world itself, it's supposed to be big, but people travel back and forth really quickly, and you're following them like they go from one town to another, and it seems like the distances are very short, so it doesn't make the world feel very expansive. So that is my main complaints, but I still gave it 4 stars, and Blood Over Blight Heaven was my first 5-star of the year. I'm so happy. And yeah, I had a great reading little weekend, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Bye.